April 13, 1953. Washington, D.C. CIA Director Allen Dulles signed off on a program called MKUltra. Its stated purpose, to develop techniques for mind control. Its actual scope would not be known for another 24 years. The program was run out of the Office of Scientific Intelligence, under the direct supervision of chemist Sidney Gottlieb. Between 1953 and 1973, MKUltra operated across 149 subprojects spanning at least 80 institutions, universities, hospitals, prisons, pharmaceutical companies. Funding was laundered through front organizations. The researchers often had no idea who was paying them. At least 153 human subjects were administered LSD without their knowledge or consent. This number comes from surviving CIA records. The actual figure is almost certainly higher. Most of the documentation was destroyed on the orders of CIA Director Richard Helms in 1973, just before congressional investigators came looking. The methods were not subtle. Subjects were given LSD and placed in sensory deprivation chambers. Others were subjected to prolonged sleep deprivation, electroshock, and psychological manipulation. At the Addiction Research Center in Lexington, Kentucky, black inmates were given LSD daily for 77 consecutive days. They were offered heroin as compensation. Dr. Frank Olson was a U.S. Army biochemist who worked on MKUltra subprojects. On November 19, 1953, Gottlieb slipped LSD into Olson's drink at a CIA retreat in Deep Creek Lodge, Maryland. 9 days later, Olson fell from the 13th floor of the Statler Hotel in New York City. The CIA called it suicide. Olson's family was told he died of a work-related accident. The truth would take 22 years to surface. In 1975, the Church Committee, a U.S. Senate Select Committee chaired by Frank Church of Idaho, began investigating intelligence agency abuses. MKUltra was not supposed to be discoverable. Helms had ordered the files shredded. But a FOIA request filed by journalist John Marks in 1977 uncovered approximately 20,000 pages of financial records that had been misfiled in a separate building. These records had survived the purge by accident. The documents revealed the program's reach. Subproject 68 was run by Drive Donald Ewan Cameron at the Allan Memorial Institute in Montreal. Cameron subjected patients, many of them admitted for minor conditions like anxiety, to what he called psychic driving. Patients were placed in drug-induced comas for weeks. Recordings were played on loops through speakers under their pillows. Electroshock was administered at 30 to 40 times the normal therapeutic power. Some patients lost the ability to speak. Some could no longer recognize their own families. Canada's government eventually paid $100,000 each to 77 of Cameron's victims. The CIA paid nothing. The Senate hearings produced testimony from Gottlieb, who appeared under immunity. He admitted to the LSD dosing. He admitted to the destruction of records. He expressed no remorse. He said the program had been necessary to keep pace with Soviet and Chinese brainwashing capabilities. The 1977 Senate hearings revealed that MKUltra had also explored the use of biological agents, including the creation of poisons that could not be detected in autopsies. Subproject 5 tested the effects of various drugs on unwitting bar patrons in San Francisco and New York through CIA-operated safe houses known as Operation Midnight Climber. Prostitutes were hired to lure men. Agents watched through one-way mirrors. No one was prosecuted. Not Gottlieb. Not Helms. Not Cameron. The Department of Justice reviewed the evidence and declined to file charges. Gottlieb retired to a farm in Virginia, where he raised goats until his death in 1999. The surviving 13,000 pages of MKUltra records are now publicly available through the CIA's FOIA reading room. They confirm the existence of 149 subprojects, the involvement of at least 44 universities and 12 hospitals, and the use of unwitting human subjects in experiments that violated every principle established at Nuremberg. The program ran for 20 years. It was funded by American taxpayers. It was authorized at the highest levels of the intelligence community. And when it was over, the people who ran it destroyed the evidence and walked away. This document is real. CIA FOIA Release 1977, Senate Select Committee to Study Governmental Operations with Respect to Intelligence Activities, Church Committee, Est Res 21, 94th Congress. Read it.